So actually, for those of us joining us for the first time, there are two major type of analysis. Those for joining us for the first time. So what you always want to do, you always want to consider the two every time you want to trade. That's for day traders like you and I. So we always want to consider those two, right? So that we can profit from the two type of analysis. Okay. So that means whenever there is news, you also trade news. Whenever there is no news, then you look at the chart and of course make a direction for yourself from the chart. So let's go dive straight into it. Let me share my screen so that you can be able to get value from this. So I've been able to share my screen. Please indicate if you can see Forest Factory. So I'm on Forest Factory right now. Indicate if you can see Forest Factory. So Forest Factory is just one of the websites you can use. There are tons of other websites, right, that you can use. Website like investing.com, website like Trading Economics, FS Book, FS Street, several of them, right? So you can use any of them. Now, the reason why we're like using or sticking to this one is because I think the amount of adverts running on the screen is so little, so and it's very clear and concise. Somebody saying you cannot hear me. Is that true? The rest of us, please, can you hear me? Let's know where the issue is coming from. The rest of us, please, can you hear me? Okay. So, Mr. That's Babalola. Please check. No, no, that's Mr. Favor Alex. Please check your connection, please. Check your connection. All right. So, without much ado, let's just go straight into it, right? So, this is the website. So Monday has passed, right? So if you look at it carefully, you will notice that there is no red news on Monday, right? But for the benefit of those joining us, just like I always do, so this is Monday. This is the time of the news, local time. This is the currency it will affect. This is the impact of the news. So impact, we normally look at for the red or the high impact news. Impact means volatility. So when you trade, you always want to trade during the period of high volatility. So volatility is where traders wine and dine, right? So without volatility, we don't make profit. Trade is not profitable without volatility. So we need to move, right? And it is that move that moves traders forward. Yeah, it is that move, the move of the market. The way the market now, the market can actually move any direction, sir. We, we don't care the direction the market moves. We just need volatility. We just need movement, right? So if the market move upward, why not? The bulls will have it. If the market move downward, the bears will have it. And guess what? You can be either a bull or a bear at any point in time. So there is no red impact news here for Monday, and Monday has passed. So let's focus on today being Tuesday. We saw some move on the market early this morning, right? Those moves were from USD, right? The strength of the dollar. Now, for Tuesday today, as you can see, we have the red impact news here. That's from GBP, right? That's 8 a.m. So this news has just been released. So this news is the claimant count charge. So claimant count charge is a way is a way of knowing, right, the total number of persons that are filing for unemployment benefits, right? So if you are unemployed, that is when you file for unemployment benefits. So in other words, claimant count charge in the UK is simply a way of knowing how many persons, right, that are unemployed. And of course, if you're unemployed, you file for unemployment benefits. So that is the value here. So I will just refresh the here. So that's one advantage investing.com have over this forest factor. Here you need to refresh before you can see the value. But over here in investing.com, please have switched to investing.com. I believe you can see it over here in investing.com. So without refreshing, the value will just appear, right? So without refreshing, the value will just appear. As you can see, the claimant can charge, right? And this one will be showing you, okay, Forest Factory have updated theirs also to uh, count. It will be counting down, right? Like 5 minutes with the news, 4 minutes with the news, 3 minutes with the news. So Forest Factory also does that. So look at the value here. So let me go back to Forest Factory. So as you can see, it's the same value, right? It's the same value. So actually, so you can see the forecast 18,000. So the forecast, so there's a forecast of 18,000 persons, right, in the United States to file for unemployment benefits, right? Remember, the more persons that are filing for unemployment benefits, that is an indicator, right? Or it indicates that the economy is not doing so very well, because if more persons are filing for unemployment benefit, means it invariably means they are unemployed, right? And unemployment is not a good sign for a growing economy. It's not a good sign for a growing economy. The reason is the economy thrives on consumer spending. So if you're unemployed, where will you have the money to spend? You see? So look here, the value came out as 11,000, right? 11,700. So this value is far less than the forecast value. So if it is lower, then it's good. Of course, that's why it's on green color, right? Now, but breaking this morning, we saw a gap. We saw a gap on the dollar, and that gap indicates strength in the dollar. Indicates strength in dollar. So before this 8 a.m., there has already been a move in GBP USD, for example, right, towards the downside. I know if any of the USD denominated currency pair is moving towards the downside, it means the dollar, or it means the quoting currency is the one that is being strengthened. So this one has been reduced already. So let's look again. So let's jump towards another red news. So we have another one by 2:30 p.m. And this one is CPI. Of course, you know, CPI is inflationary pressure. So that's consumer price index, right? So which measures the total value of the changes in the value of in the price of goods and services, right, as purchased by the consumer. So all of this explanation I'm giving you, for those of us joining for the first time, it might be sounding strange. So you just need to click this folder. So if you click any of this folder, then you're going to see the explanation, right? So this is month on month. So there are different variants, or if you like, different categories of this CPI, right? But the biggest of them all is the CPI month on month, right? So we're expecting this one by 2:30 p.m. Okay, you can. Okay, please let me take some questions here. All right. So from this guy, he said, Babalola, he said, please, what is the red? What does the red means? Okay, these colors, this question is being directed to you. So this answer is directed to you. These colors are the impact, right? So these flags are the impact of the news. So they are in different colors to differentiate their volatility level, right? Or the rate of volatility we're expecting. The yellow is low impact. The this color, this one, orange here, or if you like brown, is medium impact. Then the red is high impact. So high impact means high volatility. Are we good now? Mr. Tokwe, are we good? So high impact means the market will move very well. So that is why I took my time explaining high volatility news. So there are news that will affect the market, that will cause a lot of shaking and rumbling on the market. So the market will move very well. So that's why we focus more, right? We are we incline ourselves more towards the red news. So that's for you. Then a favor there, you said you cannot hear me, but others are hearing me. So you will need to maybe move to a different location, or maybe off and on your internet connection, something like that. So someone is asking, what's the implication of all day fundamental? So there are some of the news that may not have a time. So that means it is. It can happen any time of the day. So that's the all day. I believe that's what you mean by all day fundamental, right? So if time is not attached to it over here and they're writing all day, it means any time of the day. Okay, for example, this one are all day. So it means any time of the day you should be expecting that impact. So if you're expecting impact on, let's say, for example, the euro, right? If you're expecting impact on, let's say, for example, the euro, and then you have a trade on the euro, it means any time of the day that impact can be affected. That impact can be seen on the chart, right? So it means you may not be able to be on your chart all day, right? So, but then you should have some protective measures, right? You should have your stop loss and take profit in place. I think I've taken enough questions. Let me go back because so the guy from Enugu say no audio. There is audio. Is it true there is no audio? Oh my God. Okay, please confirm again if you can hear me. What about now, please? Can you hear me now? Mr. Daniel Lifted, you may want to off your video, okay? Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. Thank you. I can see you there, loud and clear. So that's for today, right? So we also have this Empire State Manufacturing, right? So another red impact news. Then of course by 4 p.m. we have a news from the UK again. That's the Bank of England there, right? Governor Bailey speaks, and of course, you know the governor of the central bank of the Bank of England. Sorry, the governor of the Bank of England, right, has a bigger influence on what the currency value will be like, right? So all of his public engagement are being traders normally scrutinize all of his public engagement, right, to see whether he's going to drop some clues on what the future economy or the rates will look like. So that's why anytime the guy is speaking, it's always a high impact news. Okay, so that's by 4 p.m. So that means we're expecting some move on the Great British Pound by 4 p.m. So I think that's all for today. So what you want to do is by 2:30 p.m. today, all right? So you can use a buy stop and a sell stop, right? On card. So you can use a buy stop and a sell stop on card, right? So any of the card currency pair like USD card, like GBP card, like AUD card, like NZD card, or any of the card. So you may want to just do buy stop and a sell stop. This news is by 2:30 p.m. So you may want to set a buy stop and a sell stop maybe around 10 minutes of the news. So let's say 2:20 p.m. You can hear me clear, very loud and clear. So by 2:20 p.m., you may want to set buy stop and set stop, perhaps 10 pips away from the market price, right? 10 pips away from the market price, buy stop, 10 pips away from the market price, 10 pips away from the market price, buy stop, 10 pips away from the market price, sell stop, just up and down, right? So, and what you want to do is, since you're setting it like 10 minutes before the news, so what you want to do is you want to stick very close to your chart and make sure that the price does not hit your buy stop or your sell stop before the news. So that means, of course, from that 220 to 230, the price will continue to move, right? So what you want to do is on your chart, you want to use a one-click trading, okay? So that you can be adjusting it. So by the time the news is released, maybe the price will move in one direction, either up or down. Of course, if the price moves in one direction, then of course it will trigger either your buy stop or your sell stop. So if it triggers your buy stop, you quickly close your sell stop. Now, this is one of the ways to trade news, right? I think this particular one I'm explaining now, I think I've not explained it on this platform before. So you can use this method to trade news. Otherwise, you just want to wait until you see the actual value. So if the actual values appear here, and of course, if it is green in color, then you want to buy the currency. You want to buy a card. Okay, I think we are done here. We have really spent up to 20 minutes talking about fundamental analysis. So let's switch over to our chart so that we can do some technical analysis. Okay, please. We're having this on Zoom. Yeah, please. We are also streaming this live on YouTube. Okay. So we got you covered, okay? We are streaming this live on YouTube. So it means if there's anything you're missing or if there's anything you're going to miss, you can still get back to YouTube, right? Rally Trade on YouTube. Just search for Rally Trade on YouTube. We are This section is being recorded live, okay? So you can get back to YouTube anytime, moment from now, or even now, Seth, and watch it again. So if there's anything you miss or you're going to miss, please, you can watch it again. Wow, I can see that the room is really growing. That's so fine. That's so good. So please, if you have question, you can drop your question for me. You're asking, are we going to trade Canadian CPI? Of course, of course, of course. By that time, please, you should be on your chart ready to hit the market really hard. All right, let me continue. We are done with Forex Factory. So let me switch my chart, please. At this point, I'll just switch my chart. We just have another 40 minutes to go. So I've been able to switch my chart, guys. So let's start from. I've been able to switch my screen rather. So let's start from USD index. Are you ready with me? Please, can you see my chart? Maybe one or two should just type chat on the platform on the chat. Just type chat, please. If you can see my chart, you can see my chart. All right, thank you very much. You can see my chart. So the much some of you are typing chat like what WhatsApp chat. It's okay. That's fine and good. All right then. So let's start from the USD index. Let's start from the USD index. Most persons don't know that they have USD index on their MT4 or MT5. So depending on the one you're using. So there is USD index, okay? The dollar index. So let's start from the dollar index. So the reason why I like to start from here is because by analyzing this dollar index, you can tell what will happen to all of the USD pairs and of course USD denominated currency pair, major pair like Euro USD, GP USD, AUD USD, and all of that. Okay, NZD USD. Okay, so this morning we saw a gap up. This morning we saw a gap up, right? Right, as you can see, this is a gap up. Very nice and good. Now there are two types of gap up, right? So there is one that can happen overnight, right? I mean, crossing over to the next day. There is one that can happen right on a trading day. I mean, the middle of a trading day, right? So that means you're looking at your charts, eyeball to the chart, and of course, before you know it, pop, the thing has gap. It can either gap up or it can gap down, right? So the market can gap up or gap down. So gap generally is simply a pressure in that direction. So okay, gap is a pressure in that direction. So that means it's now when we say pressure, we are talking about momentum, right? Force moving in a particular direction. So you can guess what this gap up will mean. It means we are about to see some pressure being pumped into USD index, of course, on the upside, right? So if I switch my chart to 1 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, you should be able to see that same gap, right? So here is the gap. So this is where the price or the market closed yesterday, right? So breaking today, we saw a gap up, right? So this is the pressure. So this is the pressure. So usually after the gap, the market can still continue in that direction. So that means now if the market continues in that direction, just after the gap, still continue in that direction, it means that pressure is really high. It's really high. So most often after that gap, the market normally trade back to cover the gap, right? So it has left a vacuum. Usually it tries to cover the vacuum. So usually, please, when I say usually, I mean maybe up to 70% or 60% of the time, right? So absolutely nothing on this market is 100% of the time. So you have to know that. So usually after a gap, the market normally retraces, right, back into the gap. So because it has left a vacuum, so it has to cover up that vacuum, okay? So retracing back into that vacuum, meaning that the market will now, so two things will be happening while the market is trying to retrace back into the vacuum. So number one, remember, since it is retracing back into the vacuum, it is trading at a much lower price, what we want to call a discounted price, right? So the market is giving or is offering traders a discount, is offering traders a discount and asking you, are you interested? So because the market, the price is trading towards the lower side. Then number two, what normally happens after that retracement is that, so since it is retracing back into this area, it is building what we call a demand zone. So what is generally called a support, right? So now, and of course, from this support, we expect the price to gather enough momentum to start trading towards the upside. So usually it can trade above the high, the previous high. So that's what we call break of structure. Okay, please, having said that, so it means we are seeing strength in the dollar, right? So the dollar has been weak for a long time. We are just seeing some strength being pumped into the dollar. Okay, you are asking where can I find USD index? Okay, that means perhaps you may not have been using it before now. So usually, most of the time, you will see it at the bottom part of your market watch. So just go to the bottom part of your market watch. You should be able to see USD IDX. Okay, and that's for you, Mr. Joseph Steven. Uh, Another way you can do it is just click anywhere inside the market watch and keep on typing U. No, U is for USD, right? So it will be skipping through all of the instruments and of course assets that start with U until you get to USD index. So I think you. So let me come back, please. So please, if you have questions, just drop it there. I'll take care of it. Then we can come back. Okay. The time is really running really fast. So I think we just need to go straight to where I can analyze and of course give you some entries if we have any. Then we can now proceed. So since I'm talking about gap, so look at one gap here, sir. Can you see this gap? There's a gap here, right? There's a gap here. Now just imagine for 1 sec, right? You saw this gap. Now you remember after seeing now at the point of seeing this gap, you have not seen all of this glorious move to the downside. Come on now. It's actually glorious because if you take advantage of this kind of move, you'll be in the church giving testimony, right? So now after seeing this gap, right? So what happened next, sir? You notice the price continued to move down, right? But if I zoom into the area very well, you notice after the gap, it retraces up a little bit, right? Up to 50% of the gap. I believe you can see this. It retraced a little bit up to 50% of the gap, but could not cover it completely, right? But the main point I'm trying to show you here is that after the gap, the market moved down very well. You can see this move very well. So which suggests that this gap is actually pressure to the downside. Now, if you look at the chart, you will see wisdom. You understand the market. If you spend more time with the chart, then you're on your way to the top in this industry. All right then. Now, having said that, it means we are seeing some strength. Now that's one. Then two, if you watch carefully on this H4 time frame, you can see that we have already seen what I call change of character. Change of character means the price has been trading towards the downside on this H4 time frame. Guess what? Now it has broken the high that it was supposed to respect, and now it is now trading towards the upside. So that means officially on the H4 time frame, I like that word officially. It sounds good. Now, officially on the H4 time frame, it means the market have shifted, what we want to call reversal, right? So this is enough to be called reversal. Now, if you notice, we have seen a lot of what we call demand zone here, right? So the market has been bouncing up this area, bouncing up this area, bouncing up there. So that means from here it's going to push upward. So we have seen strength, right? We have seen strength. So let's start with Euro USD. So all of those explanation, on the USD index, right? So we spend some time there is to show you that we have seen strength, returning back to the dollar. That's just what I was trying to do there, okay? Now let's look at Euro USD. So now for Euro USD on the H4 time frame, right? So you can clearly see this move. So remember, we are not only giving you a trade signal here, so we are doing analysis, right, and teaching you how to catch the fish by yourself. So we have seen a move towards the downside, as you can see, right? Move towards the downside, and for that's what we call reversal. So the price has actually reversed up here, so it is now trading towards the downside. Okay. Now, but while trading towards the downside, we have seen some area of interest. So what we want to call AOI, area of interest. So I would like to mark it this way, right? So that means over time, this price has been battling this region. Now let me drop down to a much lower time frame. I'm doing this analysis this way because we don't have time. The more I'm talking, the more this time is running fast. Just now it's already 8:32. And we are still on Euro USD. So please let me give you a signal here. Let me give you trade direction so that we can move on. So let me give you trade direction so that we can move on, please. Okay. Oh boy. Now, so what I would like to do, since we have seen strength in the dollar, so I would like to be bearish on Euro USD for today. Okay. I would like to be bearish on Euro USD for today. So this is a 30 minutes time frame, right? So this is 30 minutes time frame. So I would like to be bearish on Euro USD for today. So one way to be bearish is to sell, is to look for what we call a supply zone, right? So that you can sell. And that supply zone is usually around this premium price. So premium price are high prices, right? So before today, the price has been trading around this area. So before it drop, right? Before it drops, so I would like to sell around this area, sir. So this area I am painting or I am drawing are the areas I would like to sell, right? So I would like to sell around that area. So the reason is if I draw my Fibonacci, right, from the beginning of today, right, and beginning of today is actually an area of resistance. So if I draw my Fibonacci, or what did I pick? Extension there. So if I draw my Fib, right, from this area, you can see that around that area is actually my 61.8 Fibonacci ratio, which is a very strong level, right? So if the price trade around this area, I would like to sell, and that area is somewhere around 1.09. So please take down this number 1.09390. So around this area 1.09390, I would like to do a sell. So that means I'll just wait for a little retracement, right, upward inside this area, then I'll start selling. So another significant area, or if you like AOI, area of interest, is around this level up here, right? So I would like to sell, excuse me. So what you want to do is you may want to set is a sell limit around this area. So either at 1.09315 or 1.09390. So it's actually a range. It's actually a range. So you are selling, right? We are selling. So I don't want to place a sell right now. The reason is the market has already dropped, right? It has already dropped. And usually if the market has moved down like that, it is already testing maybe a local support. And it's not good to sell on the support. So you may want to wait for a discounted price so the market will gather a little momentum again, right? Before you can start selling. Okay, now that's for Euro USD. So if you're selling somewhere around here, your stop loss should be above the high for today, right? Above the high for today, then your take profit can be below the present low, right? So because usually the market might want to come and take out this low. So you are selling around this area 1.093390 or 359, right? Your stop loss at 1.09551, take profit at 1.09042. Guys, we are good. I want to believe we are very good. You can hear me. We are progressing. So that's for Euro USD. So let me switch over to GBP USD really very fast. right? So GPUSD, let's do some math here. I mean technical analysis, okay? So I want to believe you guys are getting value, right? I'm not talking too fast, right? Please just type if you can. If you're getting value from what I'm doing, just type value, please. If you're not getting value, let me know. Okay, thank you, thank you. I saw the first one. Let me only pick the first one, value, before somebody will say he's not getting value. Bless him. Why are you not getting value? Okay, come and receive value. All right. All right, quickly. Now for blessing there, you say you're not getting value. Why now? Why now? Sorry, we don't really have much time because it's just 1 hour, right? So I'll drop my number at the end so that you can equally reach me if you have any challenge. That's for blessing there and the rest of us. Mm, some of you are saying I should repeat. Now, repeating it, staying on it, we just mean we are going to do only Euro USD, which is not fair enough. So I'll just drop my number. You can reach me so that you can get value direct, so I can hear direct. All right, then. So now, GBP USD, same thing that happened on Euro USD also happened on GBP USD. So we saw a very big move towards the downside, right? Early this morning, we saw a very big move towards the downside, right? Okay, that move is very good, right? For those of us that is trying to recover from the GPUSD that has been trading towards the upside for some couple of weeks now, right? So it's good, it's good. Now, same thing here. So since the market has moved now, remember GPUSD, Euro USD, they have a very close correlation. Up to 90% or 85% correlation. It means whichever direction Euro USD is going, more often than not, GBP USD will likely go in that direction. So it means since we are bearish, right, on Euro USD, then we have to be bearish here, right? Now, but being bearish here means we are waiting for the price to give us, for the price to be a little bit premium. I mean, for the price to move towards the upside before we can sell. Now, if you look at this carefully, if you look at this carefully, you will notice this price has been bouncing up this area. So I had to go back. I saw a fair value gap, right? So there is a gap here, right? That the price needs to tap. So it came down to tap it, came down to tap it, came down to tap it, and afterwards it broke through it and started trading towards the downside. So that means this area, right, is an important area, what we call area of interest. So I'm extending it, right? Area of interest. So what you want to do for most of you, maybe you are joining me with your phone or your laptop, you can always screenshot, right? So that later you can go back to it, right? Or you can watch this again on our YouTube channel. Okay, so this area of interest is somewhere around 1.27245. 1.27245. So that means this area is a very important area. If the price gets here, I would want to sell. But the problem with that area is that it's very far from the current market price. But now one of the ways to make consistent profits here is to have patience. Another meaning for PIP is patience is power. So you may want to quickly write it down if you're hearing this for the first time. P also means patience is power. Before you can get to the P, you have to be patient. Now, this area I'm pointing out for you, right, is a very important area. If the price gets there, maybe the course of this week, you may want to still do a sell. But for today, I'm going to give you another entry that is very close to the market price. Okay. So let's search and look for that entry, right? So this area, right, where the price try to play some move here is another important area, right? Another important area. So I would want to do a sell. I would want to do a sell somewhere around here too. So let me give you this entry very fast. So around this top here. So this entry is 1.26983. So that will be a sell limit. That will be a sell limit at 1.26983. 1.26983. A sell, then a take profit just below this low, right? just below this low. The reason is the market has established a low, so more often than not, for liquidity grab, it will come back to take out that low. The reason is, since it has established a low, some traders, right, may want to start buying from here. So if they are buying from here, it means their stop loss will be here, right? So there might be a stop hunt later in the day. So the market might hunt those stops, right? Okay. So if those that are buying here that are causing this upward movement, their stop loss will be here. Okay. So that means the market will have its target liquidity around this area, right? So it means if you are selling, you should be targeting this area because the market will likely come back to this area. I hope we are following. So I'm selling at this 1.26983. My stop loss would be just now. You can see this is a local support here, turn resistance. So my stop loss will just be above it. 1.27178, right? Now all of these entries are what I call intraday entry, right? They are not for swing, they are for intraday. But if you are swinging this market, then you may want to place a sell and go and sleep because this market have a long way downward. Okay, now that's for GBUSD. I think I have to leave USD. I have to leave the currency pair right now because we don't have time again. Thank you. I can see you said I should analyze gold there, and you say US 100. Let me do that very fast. And Victoria Okoro, you said I should analyze USD JPY. If I'm to do that, I'll do that really very, very fast because time is no longer on our side again. So USD JPY. So please, you may want to really understand why the analysis is going this way. Okay, so we are trying to cover as much as we can. Okay. So of course, we're expecting this move upward, and it has really been moving upward on 15 minutes time frame, equally on 1 hour time frame. Now on USD JPY, so let me do this really very fast, okay? Because time, so that I can look at Euro US gold and of course US 100. So for today, let me go to 15 minutes time frame. For today, so we have an order block here. What we call order block, it means this was where this move started from, right? This short-term move started from. So this is an order block here, right? So it means I may want to start buying from here. Now remember, we have seen strength in the dollar, right? So our directional bias will mean to buy. So you just need to wait for a little retracement back to this level. That's for you, Victoria. Then of course you start buying from here. So if you're buying from here, you can use a very tight stop loss here. Okay. Why? Because you are trading alongside the big money. So the big money have started going upward, right? As you can see. Now, that's for USJPY there. So let me look at gold very fast, please. We have to do this very fast. Now, on gold, let's look at what the 1 hour time frame has to say on gold. So if you watch carefully, you will notice this price has been moving upward, right? So it moved upward. This is Friday, and of course, this is Monday yesterday, and this is today. So I would like to be very bearish on gold for today, right? Because I saw some strength on the dollar. So on gold, I would like to be bearish, right? Now, for those of us just joining us, I can see the room is really increasing. This is our morning market review, right? And of course, you know it is from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. And this is Emmanuel Odogwu. So please, at the end of this particular session, I'm going to drop my number so that you can else equally reach me. Now, for gold, right? For instrument gold, I would like to be bearish, right? I would like to be bearish. Why? The reason is we have saw some strength being pumped into the dollar. So I would like to be bearish. So I'll be looking for reasons or opportunity to sell, right? So if I say I'm bearish, it means I want to go down. No. It's not that me I'm going down. I'm not going down. I mean I want to I, I'm not going down in this year in Jesus' name. It means I want to sell, right? So that if the price moves down, I'll make profit. Okay. All right, then. Just a little bit of humor there. Okay. Now, I want to place I would like to sell, so it means I'll be looking for a premium price. So let me go move down to 15 minutes time frame because we are day traders, right? So 15 minutes time frame so that we can see a very good entry, what we call area of interest. So if you want to sell, it means you have to be looking at for an area where sellers will be clustered, right? So an area where sellers will be clustered. One of such area is this gap here, right? So one of such area is this gap. So there's a gap here. It means that there should be a supply zone around there. Okay, there should be a supply zone around there. That's one. Then two, remember I want to be bearish. Okay, it means if the price can break this level, remember this is gold, right? So it means it can move very well. If the price can break this area of weak support, I would like to do a sell, right? If it can break it. But usually I want to wait, I would like to wait for a premium price, right? So it should pump and dump, something like that, right? And that's for the medium term, okay? So I mean, it should do something like this, pump a little bit, right? And before it dump. Remember, so you can write it somewhere. I would like to be bearish on gold, right? So that means we just look for opportunity to sell, right? Opportunity to sell, opportunity to sell. Very important. Hmm? Opportunity to sell. So that means the opportunity to sell means I would just like to, I'll wait for the price to move towards an area where sellers will be waiting to take advantage of the market. So that's one area. Another area where sellers will be waiting to take advantage is this other area up here. So these two areas. So let me give you the price real quick. So let me give you the price level real quick. So the price level is somewhere around this is actually a zone, please. It's actually a zone. So somewhere around 2053.85 to 2053 to 2054. Okay, so around this area I would like to sell. So that means I would like to wait for the market to give me a little bit. So if the market should move up towards this area, so that will be seen as a double top. Yeah, yeah, a double top. See, this is the top and this is the top for today, right? For today, you remember this is the high and this is the Asian high. So if the market should trade towards this area, it means it is trying to take out the liquidity that is resting above the Asian high. So that would mean if it has taken out that liquidity, then it may now start going in the opposite direction. Okay, so that's the reason for doing this. So we are targeting the liquidity above this high. So this is the Asian high, right? So this is the high it gave us in the early morning, and of course that's the Asian high. I hope you guys are following. Oh my! So if we are selling around there, then our take profit. So if I sell around there, our take profit will just be just below this low. I've explained the reason, right? Because it has created a low here, so stop losses will be around this area. So it will now have to come down to take out that low. Okay. So if we're selling here 2054, our take profit will be around 2045, right? From here to here, from here to here. So stop loss, so that will be take profit. Then stop loss can be anywhere above this high, anywhere above this high. Okay, now that's for good. So let me take some questions. Okay. So you're asking there is a weak resistance. Will it be strong enough? Now, actually, it's not just that it is the weak resistance that that's for you, Olufemi. Now, it's not just. I was not even looking at the weak resistance that is written there, right, for this analysis. Now, the reason is now we have seen strength in the dollar, right? So we have seen strength in dollar. So we're trying to take advantage of it. So taking advantage of it means you look for an area where price, right, we have a premium. characteristics, right? So that you can sell. So one of such area is here. One of such area is here, right? Another area, remember this is not the area, only area I pointed out. I pointed. So another area is up here, up here. So the reason is, since we are looking at going bearish for gold for today, we just need to look for an area, a premium price, right? So that we can start selling. So you don't want to sell immediately, right? So you want to wait until the price start trading around this premium area, okay? I think that's for you. Okay, let's look at the US 100 because this time is running very fast. Okay, you're already asking for the number. You have to wait till the end, okay? So I will draw the number at the end. Mr. Peter there, I can see you. So, to those that can endure till the end, there are those that will obtain. Okay, now let's look at US 100. US 100, very fast. So, US 100, where is my US 100? And you said we should analyze US USD uh, card pairs in preparation for the news. Okay, that will be fine too. All right, so this is you asked for it, and here we have it, US 100. So let's start from H4 time frame so that we have a perspective view of what is happening. Okay. So for what you can see here, we saw a very big move towards the upside, right? For last week. So last week we saw a very big move towards the upside, as you can see. Now, what are we expecting for this week? So this very big move towards the upside, right, has created a whole lot of liquidity at these lows, right? So you agree with me. So this is what we call trend line liquidity, okay? So it has created a whole lot of liquidity along this low. So I think the market will want to tap into that liquidity perhaps before continue trading towards the upside. Okay, so since it has created a whole lot of liquidity around this line, so it may want to quickly trade downward to tap into those liquidity before continuing its movement upward. So if you understand what I mean, so let's move down to a lower time frame so that we can see that very well. So this is the line I do on the H4 time frame, right? So the price on US 100 may want to tap into those liquidity. So that means I would like to be bearish on US 100 this week, not just for today, but for this week, right? So, and if you look carefully, you notice the price is already trying to bid for us. It's already trying to bid for us what I call a ranging market. So one of the things you want to do on this market is for you to be able to identify range at the very early stage. Most persons see range when it has already gone far. So they now want to now start trading the range, and before they know, pap, the market has broken either the upper band or the lower band of the range. So I want to believe after drawing, and now that I've drawn this, right, it's now becoming more clearer to you that we are actually riding a range, right? It's actually a range. So what do you do on a range, right? So this is the range we are looking at. So something like this, right? So this is actually a range. But guess what? This is just hand drawing, it may not really look like this when it started moving. All right, so now that you have seen clearly, I've been able to paint for you that we're actually inside the range. So let's now zoom into the area so that we understand it better, okay? So usually what you want to expect inside the range is if the market has traded towards the local support, is for it to bounce off that support, right? Now, but it does not always bounce all the time, right? So it can still break it can still break that support, right? Now use that support as a resistance, something like this, and then start trading toward the downside, right? So we can see have something like this. Okay, don't forget, don't just only conclude that the market once it gets to this local support, then of course it has gotten to a point where it must turn. No, now having done that, excuse me, having done that, this is H1 time frame. Let me go up to 15 minutes time frame so that I can give you some entry there, right? Now I still like to be bearish on US 100, right? So, but I'll just look for areas that I can start myself from, right? So this is one area because there is a gap there. This is one area. Then this is another area. So let me use Fibonacci. I'll draw from the high, right, to the low. So this is another area just above the 61.8. So this region is another area where I can start my selling from. So I would like to say if the price can give me a little bit a movement towards the upside, I'll start to sell from here. Okay. Why? Because we have already moved towards the downside. But remember, this is US 100, right? So there's already been a registered momentum, right? As you can see from the chart, that push the price from this area towards the downside, right? Now that momentum is not off the market. That momentum is still very much available, right? So we want to tap into that momentum, being that we are day traders, okay? Since 95% of us are day traders, we want to tap into that momentum. So tapping into that momentum means I want to still continue selling, right? So you want to wait until the price trade a little bit towards this area. So let me call the price for you. So this area, the price around this area is 16930. So 16930.40. So you want to set a sell limit, at 16930. So you want to set a sell limit at 16930, right? Then of course your take profit, your take profit will be below this low here, right? Now that's for that. But remember, since we have already seen this momentum, what if there is no opportunity, right? Given to you for the price to trade upward? It means the price has to break through this support here, right? The price has to break through this support. So if the price break through this support, I will still want to sell, oh, right? If the price break through this area of support, right? So as you can see, if you zoom in carefully, you will see that we have uh, a double bottom here, right? On this 30 minutes time frame. So if you move towards 5 minutes time frame, you will see very clearly that this is a double bottom, right? So if the price break through this support, then it means the momentum is still very much available, pushing the price towards the downside. So I will still want to sell if the price break through this support. So I will still want to sell somewhere around, let me call the price for you. Okay, so that means you want to set a sell stop at 16848. So 16848.48. So you want to still sell at 16848. So this is how you cage price, right? So you just be around the price. So any direction you're taking advantage of it. So that will be for US 100. Let me look at more questions. Mr. Clement, I can see you there. Is there do we have born teachers? But thank you very much for that. I can thank you very much for that. Please, can we get three signal for it? Of course, your account officer will send you three signal, uh, plus what I'm giving you right here. So, boss, boss, do you have a WhatsApp or a Telegram? Of course, we have a Telegram group. Then we also have a WhatsApp channel, right? We have a WhatsApp channel. So you can get all of those from your account officers, okay? So guys, thank you very much. It's already 9. Uh, we're not able to cover as much instrument as I wanted to, but I want to believe you got a lot of value from this, right? I want to believe you got a lot of value. So what we're actually doing is teaching you how to analyze. So it means if you actually follow through with what I just finished doing, it means on your own you can now open other instrument that was not even covered here, and of course you can start doing those analysis by yourself. So I think I pointed this at as you can see right here on this US Sunday, the price is already getting there, right? So if you had set the sell stop, your trade must have been triggered by now, and any further movement downward, come on now, you're already in profit. So guys, let me drop my number for you guys. So my number is 090262640507, and my name is Emmanuel. Remember, this is e-trading. So Emmanuel Odogwu. Okay, so please don't forget all of this is being recorded on our YouTube channel. So after here you can get to our YouTube, right? The time for afternoon class is by 2, please. So please, we are doing this every day, right? 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So please join us tomorrow for another exciting session. Emmanuel Odogwu signing out for now. Thank you very much, guys. Bye for now.